driver, he dropped off a load at 8 a.m. I factored it this morning. I'm about to get a wire transfer for that load in about an hour. So you get paid every day in this industry.
I'll tell you, you need to go ahead and put $100,000 into the account so that you could borrow 80,000, and that would allow you to get into the game and purchase 2 trucks within the time frame that you have it. And now what happens is, the reason why that's important is because now you have $100,000 earning interest, but then you have your truck starting to make money. All right, good morning, or good day, depending on what time you're watching this. Good day, everybody. I just want to take the time to welcome everybody to this episode of The Connect, because basically I'm sitting here with Mitch and Amir, and I'm really excited for this connection because I'm talking to 2 brothers about industry that's usually overlooked. We hear about it, people talk about it, but I don't know if you guys know somebody that's really doing big things in this industry. So that's why I'm really excited to talk to these brothers, and we're going to be talking about trucking today. And so before we get going, I mean, obviously everybody knows who I am, but before we get going, let's introduce our guests today. So we actually got 2 guests because they're business partners. And so we'll go ahead and start. Mitch, can you let everybody know who you are and your background and things of that nature, please?
I'm Mitch Mitchell. We got a trucking business out of Columbia, South Carolina. My trucking business started 2017, 18. Got a CDL, started driving, basically scaled up in 2018. Well, I actually take that back. I leased first, and then when I started my CDL, and then 2018 got my own truck. 2019 started my own authority, and 2020 scaled up between me and my brother about 8 trucks, pretty fast. So yeah, we're growing and we're steady growing. So it's been a good situation for me.
Okay. All right. And so you said at 18, you got your own truck, and then in 19, what happened?
19, started my own authority.
Got it. Okay.
And then 2020, we scaled up. The end of 2019 only had 2 trucks. By the end of 2020, we had 8 trucks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we definitely gonna talk about that. Yeah. And then we got another brother on the line. We got brother Amir, and so he was just telling me a little bit about his background. But you got to say it again for everybody else to hear who didn't get a chance to hear your story, brother. Go ahead and let us know who you are and where you're from.
Hey, all right, yeah. So my name is Amir Bowen. I'm out of North Carolina. I just recently moved to Houston about 2 months ago. So around this time last year, crazy enough, I was actually in a classroom. So I attended North Carolina A&T State University, small HBCU out of North Carolina in Greensboro. I was majoring in electronic technology. I'm like a computer nerd, so I'm real into the tech space, and I really just wanted to be a computer nerd and get a degree and live the life that they want us to live. But I guess the pandemic, or I should say really God, had other plans for me. But when the pandemic happened, I lost all my classes. They canceled all the classes.
Wow.
And I was pretty much, SOL. So here I am. I was a junior at the time. I got like 1 more year left of school. I'm getting ready to graduate. I'm feeling good. The pandemic hits, because we're HBCU, we don't have, that type of funding to kind of, keep stuff flowing.
Continue.
So they dropped the classes, and they gave me my financial aid back. So what they did when they gave me my financial aid back, I got both semesters worth. So I got a big, nice little refund check. So basically with the refund check, I had to come to a decision like, do I, live off this refund check until who knows how long this pandemic is going to last? Or do I, as we say, bet on myself and, make something shake with it? So as I was doing research, I seen that, trucking was it. It's an $800 billion industry.
Yeah.
I did my numbers. It made sense. So I flipped my refund check, and I started my company literally May 13th. So 9 days from the day, I started my trucking company. And within 12 months, I've scaled from 1 truck to 4 trucks.
Wow. So wait a minute now. So you mean to tell me 12 months ago you was a student in college and a junior at that, not even a senior?
Yeah, I just turned 26 last week. But
wait a minute now. Hold on. So this is the problem, man. And so now here's how you know stuff got serious. At HBCU gave you your money back. Y'all know
it's crazy
for the refund check.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, hey, you know, when you in school, you get that refund check. You want to get some designer. You want to look fly on campus. You know, but my mindset was always different. I always wanted to flip it any way I could, so I can get the designer and still, you know, pay for, you know, the stuff that I had to pay for school, books and stuff like that.
And so you got 2 semesters worth, and so because of that, you went from 0 trucks to 12 months later 4 trucks.
Yep, I literally just got my 4th one locked in probably like 2 weeks ago.
That's solid, brother. So I got to make sure I compliment you on that, because that's huge. And the fact that you was in school to have that kind of mindset to go out there and make things happen, and you're just now 26, that's phenomenal, brother. I want to commend you on that. All I would say is keep on that path. And you working with a good brother here, so you ain't got no choice. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's definitely a blessing, man. It's definitely a blessing. Like, I don't know if you had peeped or kind of heard what he was saying, but so Mitch, he started out in like the lease space. I started out in the buy space. So I bought my trucks when I first started. But now I'm in the lease space and he's in the buy space. Yeah. So now we kind of got this thing where how we partnered up is like the buy versus lease. So we kind of, you know, are educating the community in the trucking space, but not only just in trucking, we give you the ins and outs of both lanes. Because you can make money both ways. Yeah. But, you know, it's just all about the individual and their business game plan and their capital. You know, some people might like buy better. Some people might like lease better. It really, you know, it just all depends on your goals and, you know, what you're trying to do.
Yep. Now, as a side note, I noticed on your wrist, you got some purple and gold or something like that on your wrist. Does that represent something?
Oh, yeah. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi, Mu Psi chapter.
Oh, okay. I heard them brothers before. Yeah. We could talk a little bit more about that later. But with that being said, how did y'all meet?
Man, we met at ironically, Chicago, the Chicago conference of the Recession Proof with Him 500. I went. I was even reluctant to even go to that conference, but luckily I did, right?
Yeah.
So I went, and in the conference, I met, you know, some people there, you know, MIPJ crew, they know who they are. And one of the young ladies had Amir in her highlights, talking, and it had trucking at the top. Now, no, I didn't even meet him at the conference, but when I seen him on her page, I said, "Oh, I got to meet dude," because in the highlights, somehow I figured out that he lives in Charlotte. Well, I'm based out of Charlotte also, so I was like, I gotta get in front of him so we can collab. So right. So then, needless to say, about 5-6 months go by. Had different conferences across each other, but I never actually seen them. So about 6 weeks ago, we was down in Miami doing some masterminding stuff, and he was with some of the guys I already knew in trucking. So I said, I'm gonna get with him when I get down there. My boy called me and said, "Yo, come downstairs for a second." And when he said come downstairs, I go down there, and all the guys that I know in trucking, young guys, they were down there. So we just basically had a mini powwow mastermind just on trucking and the experiences that we went through.
There you go.
And then once he said that, "Yo, I'm going back home this day," I said, "All right, well, shoot. Yo, we might as well just ride out together there." Yeah. So ever since then, we've been on, man, in the 6 weeks, we done been on the lease probably like 5 or 6 flights. So yes, that's averaging a flight a week that we done been on together. Yeah, so
that's solid. That's solid. So basically y'all met and connected, and it's been ever since, you know?
That's it, man.
That's what's up.
I mean, bouncing stuff off each other. I mean, great brother, man. Great brother. For real.
That's what's up. So I think we got to highlight that, y'all. When you meet somebody that's in your industry, that doesn't mean they're your competition or somebody that you got to drag down. You can find ways to collaborate with somebody and lift each other up. And I think that's important and worth recognizing, because that's what these brothers did, and now they're getting blessings from it. You know, so that's awesome. So with that being mentioned, let's talk about getting into the industry of trucking. Let's talk about, if somebody's looking at this and they're like, I've heard about trucking, but I don't know trucking, what's their first move on how to get in?
Yeah, so the first thing you need to do is you need to get your systems in place as far as like the paperwork on the front end. So you got, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of small, tedious paperwork. You gotta get your DOT number, which is the United States Department of Transportation number, your motor carrier number. It's a lot of small little things that you have to do. I suggest or recommend that you get a third party to do everything for you, because they know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to do it. And there's no issues or discrepancies. I've seen a lot of times where people will, do the initial startup paperwork, and they might literally miss one line. And with this type of stuff, excuse me, it's time sensitive. So you got a 30-day window, well, 21-day window, really, but I tell people like 30 days, just give it like a month. You got a 21-day period where they just got to look over all your stuff. So you can miss one line, of information, and you got to wait 21 days just for them to hit you back and say, oh, you missed this one line, you got to start over.
Dang. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of small little tedious stuff that you could just get a third party to do. So you get your MC, your DOT, your insurance. Once you get your insurance and you got your DOT and stuff done, the number one thing, because I don't drive, I don't own a CDL. You need to make sure you have a driver, and just make sure you got your systems in place. Obviously, you need equipment, truck and trailer. So from start to finish, I would say your paperwork, DOT, MC number, insurance. Once you got those three, then you go to truck, trailer, look at your equipment, and then you need to make sure you got your driver and dispatcher if you want to be completely passive and hands-free.
Got it. Okay. So so then basically, so we outlined all that then, and that's basically on the lease side. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's well, you can do that on the buy side too, but I'll let Mitch talk about the buy side more. But as a whole, because you were saying, what do you need to get started? So a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, who'll be watching this they want to be passive. They want to be, hands off, not really in it. So if you want to do that, yes, you need a dispatcher. Dispatcher is the person who actually books the loads for you, for your company. And tells your driver, hey, you pick up here, you drop off here. This is the amount that we getting paid for it. You need a factoring company. The factoring company is where you can get paid literally same day funding. So for example, it's like 11:30 my time, Central Time. Yeah. My driver, he dropped off a load at 8 a.m. I factored it this morning. I'm about to get a wire transfer for that load in about an hour. So you get paid every day in this industry.
That's not bad.
So yeah, so you need a factoring company. A factoring company handles that. The dispatcher handles the loads. You need a driver to drive. And then, everything else as far as paperwork and insurance, we already went over that. So those are the things you need to be completely hands-free. And that's on both sides. Buy or
get in.
lease.
Yeah, that's to get in. Yeah. Actually, to get through the door, you need all that stuff.
Right. Well, that's huge, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all just heard how to get into the trucking game to be completely hands-free and earn passive income, because that's what the game is about. And for those of you who don't know what passive income is, that means you are not there for the transaction and yet you still get paid. That's passive income. Residual income is where you do a transaction and then you get paid even thereafter. Those are two completely different things that people often confuse.